31 Jahre ist er alt, er kommt aus Irland, hat sich nach 1,5 Jahren endlich noch einmal für das Hauptfeld eines European Tour Events qualifizieren können. Und er sagt, er spielt zurzeit am Practice Board so gut, wie er es noch nie getan hat. Er hofft, dass er das immer mehr auch auf die Bühne wird umsetzen können. Die Rede ist von The Magpie, Willie O'Connor. William O'Connor nimmt es auf mit dem erfolgreichsten Spieler aus dem deutschsprachigen Raum. Der Mann ist die aktuelle Nummer 7 der Welt. Er ist der Titelverteidiger, er ist der Champion der Champions League of Darts 2017. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Wien, the gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Mensur Suljovic returns to the stage where it all began, and who would have thought a little over 12 months ago when he celebrated that first European Tour title, his first ranking title as well, when he lifted the trophy here at the International Darts Open by beating Kim Huybrechts. Who would have thought that 12 months on he would return as the winner of Darts Champions League? Mensur Suljovic floating onto stage there. A different man, a different player, a man who just simply has to be respected. Not only the winner of the Champions League, but the manner in which he did it, defying odds of 40-1 to beat the two-time world champion and the world number 2, Gary Anderson, not once but twice, to beat the 5-time world champion, Raymond van Barneveld, to beat the UK Open winner and the world number 3, Peter Wright, and to see off Dave Chisnell as well. Mensur Suljovic, little wonder he is all smiles right now. That said, which way will it go? It could well be that he carries on this crest of a wave, and the feel-good factor from Wales carries on here in eastern Germany. Or it could well be that the demands of the last 7 days may well take their toll. It's been an exhausting week for Mensur Suljovic, a week that he will not have experienced anything like before. He's had a lot of work commitments, a lot of media commitments, a lot of publicity commitments as well, and it may well take its toll. It wouldn't be unusual for that to be the case.
First leg is Mensur to throw first. Game on.
What's more, Rob, it wouldn't be unusual to see another seed topple, because it's been a very unusual evening so far. Daryl Gurney, gone. Michael Smith, gone. Rob Cross, gone. Will Suljovic be able to use time on stage as an escape from all of the other commitments that he's had in the last 6 days?
Yeah, I get the impression with Mensur that he is just dying to get back to playing darts once again. Less than a week after his heroics in the Welsh capital at the Motorpoint Arena. Cardiff will always hold a special place in his heart, and I think this place will as well. Riso, where it all began, like I say, that first Euro Tour title last year. 9 previous ranking semi-finals by reaching his first final in Riso, going on to winners as well. I don't think he's jaded at all. 180, and in good shape already in this first leg.
Yeah, he needs to ride the adrenaline.
100.
And I can say from personal experience, when I won my TV title 7 and a bit years ago, I remember the first person I played the week later in Gibraltar on the floor against Jennar Tutt,
100.
and he absolutely took me to pieces. I didn't know who I was for a good couple of weeks. It's just one of those things, but Mensur is a little wiser than I was, I'm sure.
85.
And also, there's a very different emphasis on this now, because for so long Mensur Suljovic has been one of the hunters. Now he is very much the hunted, and this is a big opportunity for William O'Connor to claim a significant scalp as well. Mensur's found the bullseye there, 31 away, so double 14. Where else for Mensur?
53.
Well, he's missed it.
He'll be back.
But he'll be back, don't you worry.
Yeah, we could go on about what he did last week for a very long time. There were moments last weekend that we'll talk about forever.
135.
But we can't forget that he's the reigning and defending International Darts Open champion.
Yeah, looking to make it back-to-back titles. Like I say, 9 previous ranking semi-finals by reaching his first final here in Riesa, going on to win it. He's since played in 5 more ranking finals.
Second leg is Williams to throw first. Game on.
4 of them against Michael van Gerwen, including that 11-1 defeat in the European Championship final. He was also a finalist in Gibraltar against Michael Smith earlier this year too.
We've got a very small glimpse of Barbara Haas in the crowd there. Someone who works with us here, PDC Europe, on these events.
Yeah, she's from Vienna.
She is indeed. Very proud of Mensur. Was there in Cardiff last week and was reduced to tears with pride.
Yeah, there's a great photo of Barbara on the PDC Europe Facebook page, and clearly very proud of her fellow Austrian. Mensur Suljovic, 6th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit, number 7 in the world rankings right now. And mentioned it earlier, alluded to it earlier, a very, very
99.
big month for a very different reason as well, because Suljovic and his wife Enisa had a baby, Emma, earlier in September. So everything is just going well for Mensur right now. Big family man, isn't he, Mensur? Very, very close to his family. Clearly a very significant part of his life.
Let's not forget that Willie O'Connor is in this match, and
92.
just reminded everybody there with a lovely maximum. You'll want to put in a 138 here to put the maximum amount of pressure on the maximum checkout.
100. Mensur require 107.
Well, William O'Connor kick-started his campaign yesterday. He played Dimitri Vandenberg in the first round, beat him 6-4. 6 from 13 on his doubles. That was fairly neat and tidy stuff. Mensur Suljovic looking at the big one here. Not anymore, he's not.
Well, last week in the semi-final, he had 160 checkout to bookend the match with Barney. One of the finishes, I believe, of the last 10 years.
88.
Willie looking for treble 18. Very nice indeed. Double 12. For a millisecond, he thought that was in.
66.
They aren't, unfortunately. So Mensur, 2 single 20s and tops. If we can get the treble, we'll have 2 pokes at double 10.
Yeah. And he has got 2 pokes at double 10, and he only needs 1. 2-0. Every sign here that Mensur is carrying on where he left off.
To throw first.
I'm not very good at reading lips, Rob, but did Mensur just say booyah? Now, if he is saying that, that's very 21st century. Just how current is the most current TV champion? I like it. And what's more, what's this
82.
Pitbull thing going on? 3 walk-ons from the same artist in one night. He's got to have some sort of royalty thing going on with PDC Europe?
Well, you're asking the wrong man, actually.
Are you into Wagner and stuff like that?
Oh,
96.
don't say that. Oh. Well, Robert Wagner, the American actor, yeah, maybe, but...
Robert Wagner is a dart player called Robert Wagner.
Yeah.
Norwegian.
That's where the similarities end. Well, William O'Connor's biggest payday in the last 12 months is the 5,000 he trousered for qualifying for the World Grand Prix in Dublin in October of last year. He's guaranteed 2,000 here. Mensur's dropped his flight.
Very apologetic from Mensur there. Definitely just trying to hammer home that it wasn't on purpose. But Willie has got one heck of a couple of weeks coming up. Not just what he's doing right now. He's qualified to get here by virtue of beating James Richardson, Stephen Burton and Dimitri Vandenberg. But he wants to win this match, of course, but deep down in his mind, he's got to be thinking about the Tommy Kirby Memorial Final. He wins that game, he's in the World Championships. Big, big thing for him. He's never played there. And what's more, I found out this week something that I wasn't aware of.
100.
The fact that he's played in that means he cannot enter the last chance qualifier for the PDPA qualifier at the end of November. So it's all or nothing for Willie. He wins that match he's in. He loses it. He's then got to rely on Pro Tour form to get in there.
Yeah, and also he's 65th in the order of merit right now as well.
He doesn't want to go to Q school. He wants January off.
He does indeed.
135.
There's a lot going on in the bigger picture. We talked about whether players are distracted by all of this, you know, with the immediate here and now of winning matches and going deep in tournaments, but sometimes it is hard to ignore when there is so much more at stake.
60. William O'Connor,
110 for William O'Connor to break the Suljovic throw and get a leg on the board. That's the lovely first dart, 50 away. So double 16 for a 2-1 deficit.
70.
Just outside in that top left corner.
And Uruguay 40.
Good effort.
Yeah, it was. Certainly was. But Suljovic, 3 darts in hand for a 3-zip lead here.
Can't see him missing it.
That's bent the wire right in the middle. That's done likewise as well. It's just begging to be slotted in underneath those two, and it wasn't. And O'Connor with a reprieve here.
Can he still see it?
Oh,
now he's got to go north. Yeah, good shot. Good adjustment from Willie O'Connor. Still trying to come to terms with the fact that Mensah threw 3 very good darts and bent the top wire of the 20 and made it look more like a bow and arrow. I can't believe it didn't go in. But Willie O'Connor's very happy about the fact it didn't go in.
Yeah, made the most of that opportunity that came his way. The winner of this to face Gerwyn Price in the last 16 tomorrow. Gerwyn Price was our first winner of the day against Steve Lennon, beating the Irishman by 6 legs to 4.
Yeah, Gezi played well. He's been through the ringer the last few days. Lost his luggage on the way here. Missed his connecting flight. Funny sort of way sometimes when that happens.
It seems to happen a lot to dart players, that actually. I mean, Peter Wright was affected on the way to Maastricht. We've had Darren Webster. Darren Webster here last year had to go out and do some shopping. He lost all his luggage.
Yep.
Chris Dobie's been the victim as well of that.
European Championships last year, he lost his luggage on the way there and on the way back. Happens to sportsmen.
140.
Very well publicised when they lose their kit. Not a good thing. But fortunately for Gezi, everything turned up. And he turned up this morning.
Yeah, he certainly did. Played well. It was a difficult one. First up, always difficult.
140.
He came through it fairly okay. I mean, Steve Lennon played well. Played well yesterday against Simon Stevenson too. An average of 99 on day 1 for Lennon, and there was plenty to admire about the way he went about his business today as well. But Price just about had too much for him.
William Uruguay 161.
Well, William O'Connor, it's a 1-6-1 playoff between these two now. It ain't going to go for O'Connor.
Another one of those will be handy.
85. And Uruguay 161.
Alan Norris, Max Hopp waiting in the wings. That's our next match on stage. Get the earplugs out for that one if you don't like the noise.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that because Alan Norris is about to be thrown into the snake pit. It's going to get loud. Very, very loud. 16. Tops for Willie O'Connor. Yeah, it's there. It's 2-2.
The leg is Mensah to throw first.
A little bit of a lull from the number 2 seed. And Willie's telling himself off. Yeah, Rob, you mentioned earlier that we're getting to the part of the season where players are starting to think about stuff.
137.
The Grand Prix is in the book. We know who's going to play who and when. Now people are talking about getting to the Worlds, keeping their card, getting in Minehead for the Players' Championship finals.
45.
Getting to the European Championship as well with
that
us.
as well, yeah. I mean, then there's a qualifier for the Grand Slam. There's another major in there. Then you've got the World Series finals. This is the time of year where you want to see lots of 180s like that from Mensah. And darts are plenty on whatever screen you're watching. But the players, trust me, are very stressed right now.
They are juggling a lot of balls in the air right now.
100.
.69 the average for Mensah right now. 93 for William O'Connor. That's a step up from yesterday, but
134.
There is a little gulf here, but on the evidence of what we've seen so far, it doesn't really count for too much. 2 from 7, the pair of them on the checkouts.
Well, Willie did promise that he was going to play better.
Yeah.
And when an Irishman tells you that he promises you something, you take him for his word.
Yeah. Of course you do. Suljovic, double 16 for a 3-2 lead. Like I say, 2 from 7, that's 2 from 8 now. That's 3 from 9.
Second leg is William to throw first. Game on.
Well, William O'Connor, the man charged with bringing Suljovic back down to earth, might yet do just that.
140.
Yeah, a bit of a loose final dart there, raise of the eyebrows.
I had a very interesting conversation with Andy Hamilton last night after the coverage was finished, and we were talking about the change from the old system where players used to travel on the Pro Tour to countries like Germany and Austria and Gibraltar, where we play the old Pro Tour format, the format that we play in the UK now, and you'd be guaranteed to play for a couple of days and then go home. It all changed with the European Tour coming with the stage and 48 players. And we look at the players who've thrived with the new system and the players who have not thrived with it. We were talking about Mensur, fantastic. Kim Huybrechts, Peter Wright loves it. Van Gerwen, all of these guys love this new format, but there are guys who just simply don't thrive because of this system. The likes of Hamilton has struggled. He's admitted that it's just so tough to get through the qualifiers. Kevin Painter's another one. We haven't seen much of him this year. All of the older guys with great titles and experience.
97.
But you've got to adapt. You've got to go with the system and give it your best.
And let's not lose sight of the fact that the European Tour is a great stepping stone, isn't it, from the floor to the bigger TV events as well. This is a really good transition arena to do just that.
Brilliantly put, Rob, because it's the stage experience that the Euro Tour has given people. That's why averages are skyrocketing on TV. That's why people are getting better. And the standard is that good.
Well, this should be O'Connor's leg, you feel here.
85.
Just 85 from Suljovic, so he's still not down to a finish. O'Connor 6 starts from here for 64. Double 8s.
Yep,
he's still in there, isn't he? 3 apiece. On we go. Suljovic unable to accelerate away. Took the first 2 legs, but O'Connor has won 3 of the last 4.
140.
I'm trying to figure out why Willie O'Connor's called the Magpie. Now, it's a great nickname as a Newcastle fan, but I don't think he's a Newcastle fan. It may have something to do with the part of Ireland he's from.
County Wicklow, is it? Just, double check that.
I always thought that Willie was a Limerick man.
Oh, you're right, yes, he's from... Without looking at my notes or looking at the internet, is it Capamore, the name of the town? Let's just take a quick look.
Been to Limerick once, back in 2005. Beautiful town. Went to Limerick on the way to Killarney, down in the southwest of Ireland. What a beautiful part of the world.
140.
Full of great dart players.
Capamore, County Limerick, I was right.
Good memory, Robin Larkey. Think about the great Irish players who played on the European Tour. Remember Connie Finnan?
Yep.
Great player.
Saw him in one of the first tournaments I covered.
140.
There's other players who have got the potential to come through, have been on the Pro Tour, not seen for a while, likes of David Coyne, who's a good young player, and Paddy Meany. You haven't seen the last of that boy. Clever lad. And Suljovic doesn't have to go for this, but he might have a pop at it.
136.
Well, there's a new celebration or a gesture.
I think I've got to the bottom of this.
Go for it.
I'll just double check. I had a feeling it might be the case. I will just completely...
170.
Yeah.
And here required 25.
There is a Gaelic football team in County Limerick, and they are nicknamed the Magpies.
That makes perfect sense.
Game shot on the
And
second
25
leg.
makes perfect sense.
Right
there.
Throw first. Game on.
I'm still trying to get my head around that gesture from Mensur Suljovic on the last visit. It was like he was putting on the world's most awkward rubber glove.
140.
Yeah, there's a club in Limerick called Newcastle West, and they are known as the Magpies, and it may well be the connection there.
So he could be a Newcastle fan.
So he could be a Newcastle fan after all, but a very different Newcastle. Newcastle West in County Limerick. That is my suggestion.
97.
Makes sense. We'll just go with that one, unless anybody at home has got the real reason. Please get in touch with either myself or Rob, or
On Twitter, yeah.
use the hashtag IDO17.
59.
Suljovic with his nose back in front here, but still, he can't really take anything for granted just yet. O'Connor's still involved in this one. On the way, Alan Norris, Matt Top, the final match of the day goes to Simon Whitlock and Kyle Anderson, who meet again after two fairly tasty encounters on the World Series stage this summer.
Yeah, that
136.
one could be very spicy. Spicier than a kangaroo curry. And I get to sit back and watch it while you and Dan commentate. But I'm enjoying this one so far. Suljovic fighting.
Yeah, O'Connor on a bogey number here as well, so Suljovic in a good place here at the moment. 101 remaining.
125.
That's a good visit by O'Connor, just puts a little bit of pressure here on Suljovic.
Biggest dart of the match so far. You feel if Suljovic misses this 84, O'Connor will take the 41, but 2 darts for double 12. And that's one of the reasons why he's the number 2 seed and the Champions League champion. Clinical from the Austrian master.
Amo
Has his 2-leg cushion once again, and he collects it at just the most perfect opportunity. 84, and lovely 2-dart combination there for the 84 checkout. Suljovic throwing first, perfect time to break. Kicking off with a nice flat sun as well. That'll do.
He wasn't pleased with it.
He wasn't pleased with it, but you know, that will do.
58.
Especially with O'Connor only posting 58.
I think that 84 might have hurt O'Connor a little bit. He just looks a little bit slumpy now. The bounce in the step seems to have gone, and Suljovic has been swinging at him all game. He's taken his opportunity to break the Irishman.
99.
Well, he really needs to find that 60 now and pile on some scores. But the body language isn't positive right now.
44.
Yeah, and it's another below par visit, another visit without a treble, and Suljovic has a cushion here of almost 100, and anything he can add on here.
Good counting from Suljovic. He might stay there for the 162. Gets the 162.
62.
Absolutely brutal darts from Mensur Suljovic, down to a flat sun 40. Excellent counting from Mensur Suljovic.
He could go for 2 more treble 18s and double 16. And I've seen this done on the Euro Tour. I forget who did it, but it was brilliant when it was done. He'll probably go for the straight ton though, or he could hit a straight ton.
100.
Just playing his percentages there, wasn't he, really, Mensur Suljovic? He's down to a finish of tops. O'Connor just needs to get as close as he can here, and even that might not be enough.
95.
And he's still not down to a finish. And Mensur Suljovic, Louis Armstrong time all the time in the world here. Tops he wants. That's nudged the wire as well. So, well, it's like a carbon copy of the visit he had before, but this time he makes no mistake with the 3rd dart in hand. And Mensur Suljovic, the defending champion in Riesa, the Champions League winner, advances to the final day here in Riesa. A nice embrace with William O'Connor at the end of that one. And that was, well, a typical Mensur Suljovic display. O'Connor was interested for large spells of that one. He was down a break early on, got back into the reckoning, but Suljovic breaking in the all-important 8th leg, and he sealed the deal in the 9th. And the crowd absolutely loving that one. Mensur Suljovic carrying on where he left off in South Wales last weekend. He is through to the last 16. And that meeting in the 3rd round tomorrow against Gerwyn Price. Quick word with Mensur right now with Elmar Polka. A reminder on the way, 2 more matches to come. Whitlock against Anderson, but up next, Alan Norris against the sole surviving German host nation qualifier, Maxop.
Ordentlicher Einstand, oder?
Absolut, ich habe mich voll fokussiert. Ich habe immer schwierigste Partie immer gespielt gegen William O'Connor. Viele Spieler, viele Publikum, Zuschauer kennen ihn nicht, aber er ist ein absolut Top-Spieler. Top Guy, er spielt absolut super Dart und ich wünsche ihm alles Bestens. Ich habe mir auch selber heute alles Bestens gewünscht und deswegen leider hat er verloren, aber er ist ein echt super Spieler.
Kurz der Rückblick auf die Champions League of Darts. Was für ein Erfolg, dein erster TV-Sieg. Was war so los die letzte Woche in Österreich?
Ja, ich habe vorher mal ein Interview gemacht. Ich habe meine Mama nicht einmal besucht und ich war jeden Tag oder Radio oder TV, aber wirklich, das ist wirklich top. Ich freue mich für uns alle, wirklich, wir haben endlich geschafft. Das muss ja jeder wissen, wir können jedes Turnier gewinnen. Wir müssen unseres Bestes geben, trainieren jeden Tag und dann können wir alles gewinnen.
Mensur, du hast das geschafft, du alleine. Bist in den Top 10 ganz fest mit dabei. Im letzten Jahr das Turnier von Riesa gewonnen, das war damals ein ganz wichtiger Erfolg, ein Meilenstein deiner Karriere, oder?
Ich muss ehrlich sagen, das war der wichtigste Sieg in meiner Karriere. Letztes Jahr in Riesa und seitdem geht es wirklich bergauf. Und ich gebe nicht auf, ich bleibe dran. Ich hoffe, es bleibt so.
Ja, das hoffen wir auch. Mensur, wir sehen dich morgen wieder. The Gentle Mensur Suljovic.